We're going to wait for some people to come in, and this is going to be a good live stream. There it is. Okay. Hello, 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 people. I'm going to wait for people to come in. So I'm going to give a nice update about hello, hello. I'm going to give a nice update about the market. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well, everybody who's in here? Hello, 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 Ash. Hi, David. Are you able to hear me? That's good. Okay. So we're gonna wait for some more people to come in. Good. We're gonna wait for a few more people to come in. And so I'm gonna talk about what I'm seeing, for the big picture in the market, for the SPY, right? Hello, Mez. Hello. So we're gonna talk about, the big picture for the market. What's going on. My take on everything, what I'm seeing. Hi, and I, Tempe, and then of course when people join this. So this live stream, we're going to be talking about the market, right? And we talked about some key numbers, my thoughts about the market, about what's the big picture, as an update, because we've seen the market has been, we've had a bit of we've had a decline, but a very choppy decline, very I'm going to be talking about computerized trading, okay? And computerized trading has become more and more of a fact, okay? Hi, yes, yes, hi, Victor. So computerized trading has become more of a fact, okay? And it accounts for the most of the trading. So you have people that are trying to compete with computerized trading. And there's where you're going to get burnt out, okay? And lose money in the long term, right? So short-term trading or day trading is a loser's game because you're going up against computers. Now, the good news is, people, that the computers do not, in fact, have made my system, the way I trade, easier. These markets are not more, even though they are more highly computerized, they are not harder to trade. Not with my method anyways, okay? So think of me like the Warren Buffett for options. In other words, I've got the big picture mindset, but at a faster rate, and where someone who can buy expensive stocks with options can make great money with those options, right? But it's a little different game with the options, okay? Well, requiring big picture thinking is the same, though. You need to understand why things really are moving, what's really going on, and not look at the little blips and blops and blips. And even what we've been having is little really blips and blops and blips into the big picture of things. Hello, Eric. So, in case people miss, there's things I'm going to say in the live stream that you're going to have to want to listen to it from the beginning, because you might miss certain things. But basically, you have to decide what kind of investor slash trader you are, because when it comes to the big picture, I've explained the market pretty much bang on correct since February 11, 2016, right? Now, doesn't mean the market isn't going to have downwards, little downward spirals. But I tell you from my experience that even though the market is more computerized than ever before, I find it easier than ever before. In other words, the if it's a as the world becomes more computerized, my system becomes more powerful. So, and here we save this. So when you understand what I just told you now, you understand that I'm here to help the people who want to improve this, improve their health too. It's not about gambling with me. It's about making the big dollar bills with skills, okay? And we do this all the time. I prove this, right? But only the smart people will see this. Only the smart people that do the studying will understand that that's what I'm about, right? And in fact, I just find that the more computerized things get, the better, the more powerful my system grows. So that's good news. I would assume, right? And that's what I do these live streams for. Of course, I can ask people. I'm going to be asking some questions and going little and less into what I keep talking about because it's all found on my everything's found on my YouTube channel, right? If people have a question, they're going to ask me the question, right? But to me, I've been found that instead of trying to help people find me, they're going to find me through tired of the baloney. Like the right path. I told you, there's a small amount of people that are smart, I believe, and the rest are dum dums. I realize this now. So it doesn't matter how good a person is or how much they try to help people. It's still what's up in their mind. It's all here the problem, right? Because I've demonstrated um, powerful things, right, against computers. Right? The computers don't aren't are not the problem. The problem is people are trying to trade against the computers. And unless you have a better system than they do, you're going to lose. In other words, we're talking about the day trading, right? I don't like day trading one bit at all. It's a quick way of making money. It becomes gambling. Okay, and I've explained my feeling about day trading. If you want to day trade, you want to day trade the Japanese yen, the British pound, the currencies. That is the best place to make money in day trading, right? But good luck with that because I did that once upon a time too, right? And I told my story. I came back to stocks all the time because stocks are the only place left, or what I do is the only place left where the human side of things are here. And we have an advantage over the computers through, and we don't go crazy. Like, my trades are easy to follow, right? But it's about discipline, strategy, waiting for confirmation. It's not about making money all the time. I've said that. It's about understanding that the rain and the sun are part of this game. Because the market has to do these things. The market can't just go up, people, right? Right? We just can't go up, right? So that being said, people, at the moment, the market is in a hello F Brown. The market is in a bullish but in a chop zone, okay? And my belief is based on what I'm seeing by a lot of companies that this market we're simply setting up SPY 300 and higher, okay? And it's engineered that way to happen. It's going to happen. It's technically going to be engineered this way, and that's what I can tell you what I study. What is the big money trying to do? Remember, there are two big monies out there. There is a stupid big money, and there's a smart big money. And the smart big money has to make money from the stupid big money. You understand? All right. So I don't know if that makes sense, but money has to be made from stupidity, right? Now, let's talk about Apple here, right? So, for example, I'm going to go back to the SPY key numbers. But Apple, okay, what is the big picture of Apple? right? What is the big picture of Apple? The big picture of Apple is for much higher prices. And there, but in as the stock goes higher, there needs to be played games. Okay, there need to make money from the stupid money. Apple just can't go up. Apple should be a $300 stock right now, right? But can it go to 300 right now? No. So they got to play game. Just like when I was talking about Apple 200. Remember how many times people I talked about Apple 200? Did we not, go to Apple 200? But how did we go to Apple 200? Did we go smoothly? Or was it in chunks? Was it games? Was it strategies required? Exactly. If you think, well, the answer is strategies required. I made more money through my options trades than just holding shares in Apple as a long-term investor. But you can do it both ways, right? I find that options are a great way to increase your wealth to invest long-term as well, but also to make quick money. And but at the same time, right? No matter what, the market can change its mind, or the signals that I interpret change, and therefore, what do I do? Do I fight it and say no? For example, I'm going to talk about BA, and I'm going to talk about Disney. Okay, and as well as I was bullish on BA, as BA followed my rules, we made the dollar bills. Let's put up BA. Let's talk about BA, right? But now, when we had this day here, we had a couple of failed trade ideas, okay, plans. Except for one of my rules I'm not gonna, that was not followed. Regardless, I got caught up myself in the big picture of this. That this is a stock that's just gonna fly, okay. Now this downturn, people, I'm gonna tell you, it definitely there's a change in the picture. And that picture came when there was a crash, okay. Now, before, technically, okay, let me explain you something. In the charts, it was based on the fundamentals of BA. BA was a super company, and they invested heavily into BA. Okay, but with that crash, we find out problems that weren't apparent until the crash came. Then they started investigating, and this takes time. That's why the market, people were unbelieving. This didn't believe. That's why we had. But now, the facts are coming out, right? Now I haven't made any more plans of BA because I knew it wasn't in favor anymore, and basically through how I look at stuff. Okay. And so one of the biggest things is successful in trading is to realize that, you know what, our star isn't a star anymore. Let's leave it alone. The only stock that I think is a star, one of the biggest stars, is Apple. Because I know the history and story behind it's very unique and different than something like BA. First of all, Apple was never the one to want to cut corners. Okay, and they had a visionary thinker, and it goes on and on, and which put them light years ahead of everybody else, right? But many companies' stories can change, and with options, we are able to make a lot of money with that change, right? But when I look at the story of the market, it's not comprised of one company, okay? It's comprised of many companies, right? So, do I need BA now to lead us higher? No, I do not, because my system finds other leaders. Adaptive thinking, I talk about, right? And so, with adaptive thinking, people, you know, we continuously move forward and make money. Um, let's take a look here. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the SPY. So did that, by the way, did that what I just explained to you people, did that make sense? Do you understand what I said? We're gonna try this live stream a little differently. Or if you did, that's great. But if did somebody not understand something? So if nobody says anything, that means everybody understood what I said. My point is all clear. Because a person can then, you know, simply think about what I just said, right? Any questions, people? Any questions? Let's see something here. Okay, I'm going. Okay, no questions. Okay. All right. Now, as for the SPY, okay, I look at two different metrics, okay, and the way I see it is this: we are setting up for SPY 300, and what is important though is this: the SPY has two key support zones. At the time, I said was 280, but it is also, it is 280. It is, there's many of them. They're at 280, 277, 276, 275. There's many of them, okay, which we haven't even touched them, any of them. But what's different is the fundamentals. There are companies that are just too strong. Like a bearish market, like, okay, doesn't act like this, doesn't make comebacks like this, or stocks don't do as well, or I couldn't find anything. But the fact of the matter is I'm seeing a lot of things that still are need some more time, that are setting up for higher prices, which supports a higher SPY, you know. And so I'm going to have plans in the group where we're going to be, that I'm going to be posting, and we're going to get inside the plans step by step. But the big picture of this market is that we are simply going higher. We're not just going to go up, right? The market, you know, you have to realize that a lot of people are also tricked by the market. Like, I'll give you an example, like the stock clown. The stock clown thinks that the market, the SPY was a bubble at 225, right? And we need stock clowns. Listen, people, if you don't have stock clowns, right, and there's a lot of stock clowns out there, the market can't make money. You know, the market doesn't make money off of smart people. It makes money off the dum-dums. And the good news is there's plenty of dum-dums out there. I love that one. What's up, Fast and Furious? The market people loves dum-dums, like the stock clown, right? The stock clown is a guy that is being destroyed by the market. That's why he talks the way he talks, right? You know, I know, and everybody knows who's smart knows that what I say is being 100% bang on true. So what are the things I said? I said the market was going to go higher. The market was in a... We've had multiple scares in the market due to political issues. You know, first it was Korea, you know, and then the tariffs now, right? But does the market go higher? Of course it did. Right? We had a scare back in over here, right? Stock Clown was out there parading around, doing his live streams, laughing. Ha ha! I was right. You were? Looks like you're wrong again, you dumb clown, right? But there's a lot of dum-dums out there. Even there's big money dum-dum like the stock clown. Smart money has to make the money. There's this, I'll tell you people, there's a big smart money out there. That's what I follow and study. And they clean up everybody. So, dum-dum smart money, big smart money. Dum-dum, listen, there's dum-dum, big smart money. Then you got dum-dum clowns like the stock clown. And then you got people like him who spread fear in the market, right? But then there's the smart. Now, the smart is very few, and they're very quiet. They're not going to be telling you like what I tell you. See? So I tell you the truth. I'm here to help the right people, and it's a very small group. And I've done that already anyways. And I'm only telling people the truth. It's not a popular, it will not be, listen, no matter what I say, okay, dum-dums will never understand anyways. So I try my best to try to appeal to the smart that are out there that still have to find, right? They're smart out there, but it's so small. I made this YouTube channel to document videos, and that's what it's going to be more of. Documentation of proof of truth, right? But the reality is, people, the dumbness is only increasing. Men in society today are more weak than ever before and are not strong. I am a true alpha male, true strong guy, true alpha. I tell it how it is. Feminization of men is rampant in the world right now. This is off topic though, but it's rampant. It's just a fact. So I cannot appeal to feminization of men. I can appeal to some of the men who kind of are still with it and can see that I'm trying to help them, people, with the truth. You study my YouTube channel, you study my you study my created playlist. You look over the years and you'll see how I called this market the big picture correctly. So who are you going to listen to years and years on end, right? It's not about making money day to day, week by week. It's about making money in the big picture. Right? That's what I'm here to do, people. So I'm not here for the little blips and blops. The market's very powerful and intelligent, okay? How they walked this market down was very powerfully and intelligent. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Opportunities come from this. You see? And that's why I talk about the sun. Listen to me, people. If the market was magically easy and it was supposed to be paying you every day, everybody would be doing this. But what happens is people get into the market, they start realizing the truth, they run for the hills. I know this. I deal with people. I've dealt with so many people, okay, that Power Group Trades, okay, has hundreds and hundreds of people that I had to kick out simply because I knew they did not have what it takes to succeed long term. Just they're gonna die on me anyways. Then I made the group free, and still I have to kick people out because free. In other words, I'm gonna make people money, and they send gifts, okay, and still I have to kick people out. That's how I know, because they can't follow the rules. They cannot do the simplest thing. I'm an alpha male. If I tell you you lazy bum, out to anybody who's a lazy bum, if I tell you lazy bum, you're lazy bum, and I do it for your own good. Because when I was doing this, when I was figuring this out myself, the market, okay, I had there was no one, there was no leadership, there was no one to tell me to give you. You pay and you don't make money, they don't care. They throw you out. Now, I actually really put the maximum effort out here, right? And I tell it the way it is. I told people, I said, listen to me, we're going to lose money sometimes. Right? We're going to lose money. Don't worry about the losses. Keep focusing and on the big picture. So regardless of who's in my group or is not, I'm always making money. I'm always going to make money for me. And who deserves to make money, I believe. Because we live in a society now where with the internet, there's a lot of opinions out there, and a lot of the opinions are very harmful opinions and bad opinions. I'm going to tell it how it is. I'm not here I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to tell it how it is. In fact, how I got all my gratification was being Power Trick or Trade, was telling it how it is. And I'm not changing for nothing, for nobody. I help the people who I do think will be helped, and anybody else I don't want to help them. And like I said, I made a filter system, and it's worked beautifully. Yet still, so many people try to come into the group, yet can't follow advice. I'm telling you, people, it's a dumb city out there. It's horribly dumb. I hope we will wake up enough for the right people to keep coming into the group, but it's ridiculous, right? So I make this YouTube channel to document. I do the live streams to talk to the people, to educate the people, to explain, to talk tough with them too. To talk tough. If I don't like what I see, I tell people in the live stream. Or to motivate, to tell them the big picture. Power Trick or Trade, SPY 300. Now, what would derail the market? Let me tell you what would derail the market. There are unforeseeable factors that can derail the market that are not here yet. Give me an example. Well, if Korea does something stupid, for example. Just saying, just for example. It's out of my control. It's out of everybody's control. That's the only, let me tell you, something stupid like that has to happen. Some stupid, somebody done some political issue that causes a war. Okay. Now, that being said, none of those things happen, which is very unlikely, but I'm saying there's always a possibility. Right? I cannot be under. Right now, the market in the big money has set itself up for higher prices for the right companies, for the right stocks, not for all of them. A lot of stocks are going to be not doing well, right? Like, doesn't mean, now, do I look to BA? BA is clearly not a leader anymore, right? What is a leader still is Apple. Apple is a leader, okay? So is Amazon, right? They just that Amazon isn't easy to trade, but Amazon is a leader. We'll always have new key stocks. For example, Disney. Let me talk about Disney, people. I'm going to talk about Disney, okay? And to show you why I changed my mind. Now, what I identified was the real move. I mean, Disney going from where it was a great move, right? But now, do I think Disney is going to go to the targets that I thought? By its actions right now, no. And I don't really care right now. So do I need Disney now to make money in options? No. But what I was proud of is what I was able to catch, in which I don't change my strategies, is catch the big picture. And sometimes we're not going to catch the big picture. We're going to be doing all the right things and something goes wrong. And I say sometimes, but the majority of the times we will catch the big gains. And that's what I want to stay true to. Power trigger trade, making the money for the people with skills, no fear, with rules, and adapting. That is the future of a lot of great gains for very small minority of the people. Most of the other people are going to be buying into systems and trading against computers and going crazy and bankrupt eventually, or giving up and calling the market. The market is a great opportunity. There are great companies that act on my rules, and the computer trading doesn't do anything negative to affect what I do. It absolutely doesn't. That's the good news. In fact, I find it's made it easier. I find the market was tougher 10 years ago. Computers were there, maybe not sophisticated, but it was tougher. Maybe it was because there was more of a human element and a combination of computers. Who knows? But it isn't tougher now, right? What's tougher is for the people who don't learn how to understand what does the market say. Like the stock clown, calling the market a bubble, right? Now, I think the market has gone way closer to the numbers that I talked about. We look at, let's put up the spine. Let's think about this carefully. Who is the right? Who is right? Who has been the most right and not change his mind ever? Yours truly, Power Trigger Trade. Right? I outclass all the analysts out there. Okay. Let's look at the spine. What's the high? Listen, people. 294, 600 points shy. Where of course we got to make some up. 600 points shy of my target. Done again and again and again. Over here as well. Back in 2018. Now the stock clown in 2016 called it a bubble. Like the market was going to go lower. And not just him, lots of people. There were people calling for a market breakdown since 2014, people. I explained that the market was actually breaking up in 2013. Do you understand that people out there don't have a clue what they're doing? These analysts or whatever, or people that are selling things, are selling people nothing. Because they don't know how, they can't make money the real way. If you can't make money the real way, you're making money gambling. That's how I look at it. Warren Buffett makes money through investing long term. Okay. My ideology is the same. We can make money in great companies with 5 to 10 point swings with options. I've demonstrated with that. Look at multiple 100% winning gains in BA. I killed it in BA. Despite my losses on the last two, because I made so many gains, it doesn't matter to me. I'm so ahead. I could have reduced it. I could have reduced it, following my strictest rules. But nonetheless, I did very well with that for people to get involved in BA and pump out 5 winning trades following my rules. And to my day, that rules and system still kills it to this day. Still to this day, what I say is the fact. So, power trigger trade SPY 300, unless again, maybe even higher. And again, I will be adapting and watching. Listen, one of the things is you gotta change your mind. If I thought the market was bearish, I would have. I did change my. I remember we went. I was going short. I just had to hold. We had to hold a little bit better. The next time I want to go short this market, okay, it's going to be on a very different metric because it's going to be just same way as I'm long. Because that's the only way to catch the real gains. The market has to play its games to trick people. That's the reality, right? Disney was a huge win, and it didn't win right away. It took a few days. Doesn't matter. So I evolved my system to realize that, look, you know what? If I'm worrying about making money that very day, sometimes it's very right away we're making the money, but it's not always, and you can miss stuff. So many people miss this. There's people who talk about this trade, and they're babies compared to me. Okay, they're babies compared to what I caught with my option gains. Babies. They can't do what I do, and they never will be able to do. So they trade. They teach people. They can't catch a fraction. I can do. Listen to me. I'm able to do. I can day trade. I can do trading inside of my own plans. Keeping a position, right? There's so much I can do that I don't bother doing, because that's not helping people. I'm trying to show people how you can make money simply buying something, holding for the right reasons, and then making the money with intelligence and skill and not fear. And therefore, you have a sane mind, not trying to always make all kinds of money all the time, every little blip and blah, blah, blah. You get stressed out. Trust me, I did that stuff before. Don't want that. I can do every kind of trading. I've done it all. But I found the most rewarding trading has been trying to make money with skill, catching real moves, identifying it. And that's what I studied to become, identifying. And that is something very hard to do. I have created a very powerful system. And I keep identifying the big picture. It's a billionaire mindset. Billionaires want that kind of. Listen, Warren Buffett isn't a baby day trader. He's got a bigger mindset. I am doing that for people for options. If you understand that. The Warren Buffett is me here for options, so that the small people, anybody can make money with options. The long-term trading, that's another game in itself, right? But you got to hold through, and it's a different holding. With options, we don't have to hold through it all. We're making money on the swings, intelligently, skillfully, and a lot more. And you know what? And more healthfully and mentally. I tell people, people that find me, they should be. If they find me, it's because they're tired of their old ways, and that some people are, and then they're ready for me to help them. I can't help a person that's not tired of their old way, of their own self. If you're not tired of yourself, who you are, how many mistakes you've made, how you think, what you missed, how can I help a person when my system, and I prove this over and over again, how I catch the big picture? Stock.com can't do that, right? Many traders out there can't do this. That's why they're day traders. That's why they sell systems, computer, whatever. Because day trading is against things. A day trader doesn't know the stock, the company, nothing. They couldn't catch, they can only get into the one part of the move in Disney. My system practically caught the whole thing. I was just so happy with the gains I made. I wanted to take profits. I put my stop a little bit too tight. But if I followed my rules, more astronomical gains. Options that cost $265 turning to over 2K, following my rules. That's helping people with just holding. No stress. That's what you got with me. That's what you get with me, people. No stress. So the people who miss a live stream, that's what I'm about. A lot of people just want the quick bucks. Don't worry. You remember my words. You're going to burn out. You're going to be coming back to me. But then maybe you're mentally finished. So you need to heed my warnings. You know, I'm the bridge to the old and new world. The old world, we had less information. We didn't have power trigger trade. Now we do. The old world investors are lying to people. Or the old world people who are selling systems, and they don't know what they're doing themselves. So I decided to make my group free. Free. Because the people that are going to come in are going to understand, are then going to make money, and then we're going to share that for the few smart that are out there. Okay? Everybody else is going to go and keep buying into what's wrong. I'm able to identify, excuse me, my voice is dry. I'm able to identify winning trades over in difficult market conditions over and over and over again. And there have been people trying to call this market, it's going lower over and over again. Tony Robinson called it wrong in 2017. What's his name? Carl Icahn called it wrong in 2016. In fact, he was calling for a plunge in the market, by the way. And Power Trigger Trade called for a reversal. So I told you, man, it's not about the money. There's stupid big money and there's smart big money. Right? The money that I follow is more powerful than anyone out there. Any billionaire out there is a pebble compared to what I study. Understand that now. So, if you want advice from Warren Buffett, it costs you an arm and a leg. My advice is more powerful than his advice. Because people who want to speak to Warren Buffett, they're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to have dinner with Warren Buffett. If that's you, go ahead. Do you think you're going to make money like that unless you have a lot of money? No. But I can help people with the kind of mindset of a billionaire, visionary, and help them make money in the market. Okay? Because social media now has become a circus. It's very hard to be found. So it's very hard to be found, right? Because there's a lot of work in that. And so I keep thinking to myself, what is the best way? And I think the best way is for people to be looking for somebody. You know, I pump up the information. I do what I can with the group that I have to help those people, the smart, the small. And that's about it. You know, because the society as a whole, companies are making money and growing and everything, but people in general are going downhill. They don't know how to communicate with each other, right? They're becoming, too involved with their phones and texting. And so even with somebody as genuine as me coming out, they can't see it. They're too donkey, too clownish. Like the stock clown, too clownish to see it. It's all there in the videos, over and over again, over hours of footage of me calling the market in difficult conditions. And where are we higher? Who's been right all this time? Me. Outclassing all kinds of people. Outclassing. And to this day I do it. And I'll continue to do it. That's my gift. That's what I learned. I believe it's to help the right people. It will not be the masses. The masses are in big trouble. In my opinion, big trouble. Big trouble. Big trouble. Big trouble. The masses. Beautiful thing about that is that the big money can make money off all the dum-dums out there. All the dummies. They're going to make so much money off the dum-dums. Pharmaceutical make companies are rich. Listen to me. Pharmaceutical companies are making a lot of money off of people. Right? They corrupt the education system. They make you put medical doctors that there's something, some powerful gift. That there's a lot of money to be made out of dum-dums, right? Selling you prescription drugs over and over and over again. It's great business to keep people sick, right? I told you people. A lot of ways to make money from dum-dums. The smart people are going to say, think about, oh, but this borrow trick or trade guy, man, he doesn't look or move like most people his age. This guy's making all these plans. He's talking about all these things about health and wealth, all these things. What's he talking about? I should inquire about that. How many people do you think inquire about the health? How many? When it comes to money, it's inquire, but about health. Health is another big money driver. That's why one of the biggest problems in the US is the healthcare system. First of all, most of it is garbage anyways, but it's a big money maker. Do you know how much money it costs to keep somebody sick? Does anybody know out there? Does somebody want to say how much money it costs to keep people? How much money is does the hospital make to keep a sick person one day in hospital in the U.S.? Do you want to tell? Does anybody know? Does anybody out there know? I'll tell you some stories that I found out. Why I'm telling you that I'm trying to appeal to the smart people, because the dummies won't. The dummies never will. The dummies are too comatose to understand what I'm talking about. Does anybody know how much it costs to stay in a hospital? If you're ill? Anybody out there? So I was told about $90,000 a day. Oh, you don't? Yeah, about $90,000 a day. Can you see why we have right there? The healthcare system is a financial strain, right? So illness is very costly. Do you know how much? Okay, they have radiologists working in the hospital to try to solve problems that created by medical. Okay, radiologists make a lot of money. Why can they afford to pay them all that money? Because a radiologist, you know how much a radiologist makes? $200,000 to diagnose to diagnose something that's useless that ain't gonna solve the problem. The damage is done to the person anyways. 9 out of 10 times. So illness is expensive. It's a lot of money involved. The drugs involved. Look at the pharmaceutical companies always pumping out drugs. And there's a list of side effects, but they talk about it like it's the greatest thing in the world. A lot of money is pumped in to a system like this. And they got everybody. They got the dum-dums. Right by the right where they want them. Right? Because illness still is the highest percentage, right? We have obesity rates in the US and highest percentage. Right? Men dwindling and alpha men dropping like all over the place. Nothing like my father's time, or me, or how I was. Anyways, I find that the men coming up now are more wimpy than ever before. They weren't like me, me coming up. But I look at my father and I look at what's going on today, how my father did things, and there's a big problem in society, right? But it's all about how they can make more money from. So, talking about this is what I'm saying is in the market, there's always going to be opportunities to make money in the market. What I'm getting is that, but at the cost of the stupidity of society, basically. Right? It's just like how we use electronics and gadgets, right? If you can use them, people are using them in a good way, but many people don't even need to use them, but they're using them, right? So you understand my point, people? The money, the system was designed. That's why we have, there's religion, right? And that's another problem too. So you have religion that says to do certain things, yet the people don't follow. The people that go to the religious don't even follow. They don't even follow that, right? Then there's corrupt. There's a lot. Listen, I can get into a lot of things. What I'm getting at is this: what I don't see is one thing. There's always going to be a smart money that makes the most money, and to the dummies, they sell the wrong stuff, the wrong information, the stuff that makes you get sick, the stuff that makes you go nuts, to turn to the bottle, whatever. My way, it's a whole different avenue. You gotta use you gotta get you gotta use your, you gotta be strong here. You gotta have strong-minded willness, power, willful. See, what do you think when I talk about fasting? Right? There's a mental capacity here. Who you want to believe? Do you want to believe the medical community, or do you want to believe something so simple that's in its powers and how you use it? And there's just a lot of techniques to it. By the way, but it costs nothing. But it costs one thing though. Here, you see what I'm getting at, people? This is so powerful. The mind, it can do it can ruin you. To destroy my health, it takes nothing. You agree? To destroy your health, anybody's health, it takes nothing. Shoot someone with a bullet, done. So the throat, done. Wrist, throat. Smoke, drink 20 liters of whiskey every day. Do you understand me? It's nothing. But building your health, doing the right things, having control of excess, keeping yourself healthy, that requires a different mindset. That's not taught, that's not educated, that's not mainstream, that won't be taught because there's no money in that. So, that being said, if everybody understood what I just said there, right? That's right. If anybody with a brain understood what I just said there is no money in the truth. There is no money in the truth. So, that being said, but there is money in making the dumb become dumber, weaker, right? The world does not have more alpha males. They have less of them now. Okay? And you need the alpha males. You need the alpha males to tell people how it is. What's it up? What's up? There are people out there that say it how it is. Right? That's what I do to the investing. I bring that to the investing. I want to make money for people the right way, with skill, and we want to share that with the right people, and that's why we follow rules. It's a very simple method. And when you do well, you send gifts. And that's up to you too, because no one has to send anything if they don't want to. Right? But then why would they not want to if they're not, you understand when you're a part of something. So it's a win-win for everybody this way. I wouldn't want to do it any other way. For the investing. I live my life this way. I live my life. I want to do good with the money that I make. And so I do this by putting my time here. Because instead of doing this YouTube, I could keep to myself, right? Just keep to myself and just trade. Forget about YouTube. Forget about putting my time into this to try to help other people, do the Twitter and all this stuff. It's all work. It's a lot of hard work. Forget about it. I just do it myself for myself and live happily ever after, no stress. Right? So that's why I don't get. By the way, I don't get stressed out of it. What I'm saying is that, do you understand my point, people? Like that's how I come to conclusion here. It's like I believe I want to help the right kind of people, and then from that, those people will help the right people, and that's how we'll help people. Because the masses, they're in big trouble. The masses. But the masses are good for making money for the big companies, right? It's not going to change, people. It's not going to change because you know the way even the way kids are being brought up today, their social skills are weaker than ever before, right? They know phones. Their communication is less than we had better communications. We had no phones back then. Me, I look at the social media as a way to be able to communicate to the smart that I couldn't have never have a chance to. Because now, that's why I look at social media is good to a point. To a point. You still gotta go through finding the right people, right? There's a lot of bad information and good information, and the person has to sort it out. Luckily, like I said, I did find the right people, and I'm trying to I'm trying to send the right message. Do you want to do the right things? And I found some of the right people. That's what keeps me going, finding the right people. But I look at society in a whole, and I just see too much of the same problems. And I mean by the people who try to come into the group, or who have come into my group. How many people I had to kick out and had to have words with them. Hello, Dexter. So, anyways, people, back to it looks like more people come at this time, at this later time. Anyways, I can't do these live streams later. Yeah, you just joined. See what I'm saying? I know. I notice this all the time. I understand, guys. I notice this all the time, that because most of my audience is US. I notice that more people start coming as my live stream is about to end. But at least into the stock clown, people watch my live stream after stock clown, right? This isn't after hours, man. This isn't during the day. I'm not a day trader. I don't do baby scalping trading like you do. I'm a big picture expert, big picture leader, been right the big picture since February 11, 2016, smashing and bashing many billionaires out there. It doesn't matter. I'm listen to me. You got to know what's the right side, right? That's all it is. So I know the right side. The right side is being long. I've been long this market. I'm being right the big picture, making the big dollar bills. Apple's been growing like a weed. I've told the truth. I am the winner here. Not you, stock clown, and not anyone else out there. The losers are the people who don't want to listen to what I'm saying. They are the losers, not me. I will continue listening. The right people keep coming to me, and I help them. And I'm not changing anything. It's not a popularity thing. It's the masses. I cannot appeal to the masses. The masses are dumb. I can only appeal to the right, intelligent people. That's all I can do. Come to the live stream. I'm gonna answer questions if somebody has a question to ask me. That hopefully that question that they ask me is something I can explain to help other people. That being said, because I think I went over the market in Disney, Apple. Apple is going to continue to be a leader for the market, and for me it's been on and off Apple, and I found different leaders. Remember, the market isn't one company, but right now I do think Apple there's an importance in Apple. So I am watching Apple. However, the majority of a lot of things I'm looking at, it points to a SPY 300. Yeah, that's right, Dexter. And that's another thing. And I said a lot of good things. I'll tell you one, people. I've said a lot of good things. Excuse me. I said a lot of good things in this live stream. Okay. Because I'm trying to make it clear to people that you have to believe what you want to believe. Okay. I put on my live stream on my YouTube channel so much powerful information and proof. Even from listening to all my live streams, it doesn't matter me ranting and raving and calling and getting upset with talking about certain people. That does not change my message. Right? It does not change my message. Yeah, some things you already may know, David, but it doesn't hurt to hear me speak what I'm saying, what's on my mind, because it does help you. Everything I do, people, is on the back of my group. I put my money where I'm invested in the market, and I care about all my plans and trades that same way. Okay, but I also understand to tell people we gotta forget about this and we gotta focus on that. I have my always come back plans for situations, but I've been right the big picture. I I get over anybody else out there. Trust me on this. There's absolutely no one who's been as correct. Other than, for example, you cannot look at, I'm talking about for, especially for options, okay, and helping people make money for options. Other than someone like Warren Buffett, right? You can't look at someone like Warren Buffett because Warren Buffett has one thing against a lot of people. He has a lot more money than most people, and he has all the time in the world to wait for his ideas to come forward. I can't do that, and neither can a lot of people out there. They want to make some sort of money reasonably quick. And I provide that with great option strategies. I don't think so. It could, but I don't think so. Um, but we're gonna let the market decide. But I don't think so. We definitely whatever Trump is doing. Okay, let me let me tell you about Trump. You know what Trump is, people, and why there's such commotion and nothing. Trump is a true alpha male. Okay? The guy speaks his mind. The guy says what he's supposed to say. Okay, and he has to undo the damage of what was wrong in the past. Right. So thank you, Ash. And that's what I'm saying. Someone like Ash is like the smart people is who I want, who I take pleasure and knowing that they're part of something to help other people as well. Smart people that don't have the financial means, but with my help they can. Like I said, I do believe you should have a certain amount of money to work with. You gotta have $5,000, $10,000 at least. And what that does is allow you to trade like a man, not like a warrior. And when you trade that way with my ideas and plans that I make, you're unbeatable. No stress. I tell people, take care of your. I tell people to take care of their health, and I demonstrate it. I take the time and I show and I do. I make these videos and I try to talk to people. What more can anybody want from somebody? And my information or what I'm doing is 20 times better than what you have to pay for. What can I say, people? What can I say? The stupidity runs high, but is tariffs could cause Apple to pre-announce for next. Yeah, so you know, I don't think Apple would be investing in themselves. Another thing is, don't forget, David, that let's think of it carefully here. Apple has a lot of money, right? So Apple is investing in its own company and its shares for growth. One of the things if is they're making money in not just the iPhone anymore. And do you know that, David, that Apple did not make more money, David, uh, in 2019, but they made more money in other key areas, and that's why. And they made more money than analysts. So analysts can always change a number for the short term due to China factors. Okay, let's just say. And then what if Apple, another question too, another thing to add, what if Apple still somehow does better China numbers than expected? Do you understand, David? It's not a simple thing, right? The market, the people will tell you a lot of things, right? Fundamentals, okay? What I can tell you is this, David. I look to what the market is saying, and the market is not saying anything negative about Apple. Now, if something changes, David, different story. But I just believe that it will just it's a time issue here for Apple, okay? So, David, we take it step by step. Do we need Apple to make big comebacks? No, we do not. I look at towards what the big picture of the market is saying. And then certain key stocks come like we use BA. Now I don't need BA. Listen, BA, we got what we needed from BA. Forget about BA. Disney, for now, forget about Disney. For options, I don't like it. I got other ideas. Understand? We go where the money's big money made Disney go up. Don't kid yourself up. Disney went up because of big money. And I identified the big money. And that's what matters, people. Power trigger trade, number one identification skills out there. Number one. My thought process is sharper than ever and better than ever. Okay? And I'm more optimistic than ever. People need me more than I need them. But you want to help some people. I don't want to be just helping myself. Right? I am helping people. I did it already. That's what Power Group Trades is. And everybody in my group is a part of that to help other people. Society needs our help. Society's in big trouble, people. Trust me on this. Alpha males down the tubes. They need someone like Trump to wake things up. Right? Looks good. The market definitely is happy with Trump. That's why the market. If Trump was doing a bad job, the market would be dropping. The market only drops due to political things that Trump can't control. Right? What Trump's saying, he's trying to help the U.S. economy grow. He's got to do what it takes to make it grow. And we're going to have blips and blops. Stupid smart money is going to screw things up temporarily, right? Big smart money and knows the big picture doesn't care. You think Warren Buffett's going to run to the hills because of the tariffs? That's right. That's right. That's what he's doing. Right? And you know why I know the market. So if knowing that, David, knowing what we just talked about now, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't. It's hard to say, Eric. But the market is still very high. When you come to think of it, you're gonna have people gonna have a lot of opinions of Trump, but and I don't really care. I'll be honest with you. I think that Trump is in office or is needed because that's what the big money wants. Okay, let me tell you. I don't know, in a conspiracy theory thinking, but you know, you have president. I believe that Trump's going to win again, anyways. My opinion. It's just because the U.S. is on an agenda for a new change. They need somebody to be able to put the tariffs on China and do all these things. Right? That's what they need. I think for a higher market, they need to do that. Right? And then once we're not afraid of tariffs or any reason why the market should go down, right? Then the market goes up because U.S. companies are doing good, right? Let's look at it this way. Are U.S. companies doing well? Look at that stock, MTCH, okay? You know what they are? They're a matchmaking because people are using the computer more and more. It's to find people. Instead of the old-fashioned way you were going, you meet people, and it's all electronic now. So a company like MTCH, their dating site company, making money. Yeah, so we have a lot of problems in society, right? And so someone like Trump, whether if you had somebody else in office, we don't know what would have happened if somebody else is in office, right? Who else was in office? But right now, the market seems to be doing well. I mean, with Trump in office. So that's how I look at it. I don't. I'm not going to get into politics because that's not what we need. Um, th- th- that'll only drive you crazy. To be honest with you, that won't help your bottom line. What your bottom line is, people. Like I'm not. I don't want to get into politics either. I don't. I'm just saying that you can't blame anything. The market, in my opinion, is going to do what it's got to do. If the market was to go down, then its opinions of Trump would change. But you notice we did not violate anything, and unless we violate those numbers, We are heading to SPY 300 and higher. Apple is investing money in the company. You know what I mean? Buybacks, share buybacks. The $75 billion buybacks. They're investing in themselves. I don't know, that should say it all right there. So, do you think tariffs are going to stop companies from growing, the right companies? It's going to impact certain companies, but it's not going to impact everybody. Yeah. And there are leaders doing a lot of dumb things. I haven't heard, like, we have some stupid things happening in here in Canada. Forget about what Trump. I mean, I don't think Trump. I didn't hear Trump cutting teachers, right? Did you hear anybody in the U.S. hearing Trump cutting teachers? Yeah. Did anybody hear of Trump cutting teachers? To be honest, Eric. Now, you see, that's why I don't want to get into a political thing, but I don't think Trump. To be honest with you, Trump is. If Trump was doing any damage, we would not have our market where it is. That's my opinion. Wouldn't. He did want to cut education budget, but it got rejected from Congress. Okay. Now, that is stupid, my opinion. Like stuff like that. But trying to get more money for a country, because it's out there, like it's explained, right? With the tariffs. Again, tariffs were created by other, you know, we don't want. I don't want to get into this political stuff, but to me, that's not me. Like I don't want to. I'm just saying that we, whatever Trump does, the only thing that can derail a market, in my opinion, is a war by another country. A war would derail, but not, other than that, the only time the market's gone down in a very violent way was due to a threat of, but again, the U.S. economy was doing well then, and as it's doing now, right? If Trump hasn't done anything, Trump can't stop what's going to happen anyways, right? In fact, none of the things he's doing is affecting the market in a negative way in terms of companies, growth. That's how I look at it. So we're gonna leave it at that because I don't want to talk about political. What I want to talk about is that a lot of money out there, big money out there, feeds off of tricking people, educating people to go after the wrong things in life. Okay. And I happen to study the market and understand there is a way to make money in a smart way, in a non-stressful way. Because in the end, all the money in the world doesn't do you any good. I'm pretty sure, you know, Steve Jobs was very well off, but it's not everything money, people. We need money for what? To have luck, to live life. But do you need as much money as you think you need? Do you need all the whole bunch of cars? You know what I mean? And so you got to understand that I believe that the two important things is to make money, but not at the cost of your health. And getting into political issues with this and that and this and that. I mean, governments have caused problems for the economy all the time, Eric. It's not just Trump, it's all kinds of things. What about when they started shipping jobs to different countries? You know what I mean, Eric? You cannot blame one man. I'll be honest with you. You can never blame Trump or any president, really. It's just an accumulation. There's a lot of argument. Listen to me. If the big money wants Trump to be president, let me put it this way, people. The big money is going to make Trump president again. Mark my words. I know. That's the problem. Yeah, I understand. You're right, Eric. There is a problem. That's my point. We have different problems in society, right? the teachers are underpaid, or there are issues with the teachers, and of course, all governments are doing that. It's not just Trump. In Canada, we have the same situation happening. They want to cut teachers, and they want to do these things. Um, like I said, the money, the playing field is better for the rich and powerful now. Um, what I'm getting is that they want we should not they should never attack teachers. They should be paying teachers and all that stuff. But in reality, the world economy has changed now, where you don't even need the way even the education system has to. This is a big debate, guys. There's a lot of let me put it this way. There's a lot of problems that I if I was to talk about all the problems, it would open up a can of worms. What I'd rather do is talk about how we can make money intelligently through the computer system, right? And then you, as a person, you do the right thing. You help people. Every individual help people. Because you can't expect the government to help you. The government isn't going to help you. You got to help yourself. So I use the market to make money, so that I'm able to do this YouTube stuff that I do. Right? That doesn't make me any money. Doesn't make me money to spend my time. I don't charge anything. Right? I don't do that. But I believe in that. If I help the right people, we can help other people that way, and then you can help people. Some people, they make some money, and they say, I'm gonna give money to the poor. They make some money, and they then donate to the poor. So that's how you help people, right? The church is always crying, we need money, we need money, we need money. So then you have money that you made from the market to keep yourself healthy and all that. You can help people. I mean, so that's how we can help people. But if you think that if I'm going to look for the government, listen, people, you think I'm going to look for the government to solve all the problems? Companies are still growing, right? So Eric, I wouldn't worry about. I would worry about using the money you have, and making it grow wisely, and then doing good things with it. And that's how you can help. That's how you can help. As for the teachers and all this stuff, that's another big problem, because the world has changed in a way where you need a new teaching method. Anyways, I think something has to change. Right? We don't need people as much anymore, right? Once upon a time, you would go to a cashier. Right now, you can scan you go into a computer to scan your items out. Right? It's slowly getting more computerized. Elon Musk said that we're an extension. We are more computerized. We the phone becomes an extension of you. Right? So it's not like when we were growing up. Like nothing's the same as we were growing up. The males of in fathers to me, my father, those guys aren't around. Like there's way less of those guys, man. Really. That's what society's become now, right? So I can't appeal to that society. I can appeal to the people who are tired and sick of what's wrong, right? we, we can't really do much about. We hope that whoever is president creates growth. I'm pretty sure, Eric, though, in the big picture of things, the big money is always going to win. Remember one thing: the big money is always going to win. They're going to always get their way. Thank you, Ash. So, people, I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, well, that's what they say. And And you know what? Whatever it is, I don't really care. You can't worry about those things because you can't make money. If I worry about every negative factor that there is, we lost, guys. We already lost. I believe in my system. I created a system that identifies what the big picture is. And believe me, people, I see no problems ahead. I see clear, and I've been right. I've been right all along, right? We've had I told you we're going to have our thing, but it's normal. The market has to do this. It has to create fear. It has to, they may even do it through all the noise, through Trump. There's a bigger power controlling what's going on. Believe me, people. Everything's well, it's like a puppet show. It's up to you to believe it or not, but it's a big show. It's a big show. Okay, media are clueless people. Everybody's clueless, right? It's a big show. We need a lot of changes, people, and that's why the market's. But there's a lot of growth and powerful people that are keep growing, right? The world has changed differently. It's not like a boom bust cycle is happening anymore. I mean, the market was able to trick Carl Icahn. You follow? I mean, he's a little pebble in this big sea of power, of the real big money, the real powerful people. The billionaires are pebbles. Yeah. Yeah, good night, Ash. That's right, Singh. I wouldn't worry about that. You know, we can't. There's a lot of problems in the world, right? What we need to worry about is making money in the market, because with the money, you can do good things with the money, right? As long as you do good things with the money, right? One of the things you should do is to take care of your health. Number one, right? That is worth more than, listen. Any guy with a lot of money. Let me make another analogy before I go here. Anybody with a lot of money can buy a Ferrari. They can buy the nicest car they want with the money. But everybody to have a physical, healthy looking body, you can't buy that. You have to work for it. It's the only thing that puts everybody on a level playing field. Now, there's more to it than just the exercise part, but I'm just saying. Everything that I show requires a discipline. You understand, people? Just like the market requires a discipline to what I do. And that's what people lack out there. That's why we have a whole bunch of problems out there. But then we have more distractions than ever before with technology. So all technology did was make it possible for me to be able to help the ones who want to be helped. That's all it's done. You know, and I use it in a constructive way to keep my. But if not, I wouldn't use this stuff. I wouldn't be doing this stuff. It's useless to me. What is a computer for? For me? For what is it for? To do what? What do I need it for? You know what I mean? I use it for making money in the market, of course, but other than that, the social media, what good is it for if I'm not helping people? What good is it for? Right? It's useless. So then I need to look at technology less. The reason why I look at technology more is that's the only way to help other people. But to me, it's only made people weaker and dumber. You understand? And sicker. That's all technology's done. Old school. You got to work out. Capiche? You have to get strong. You have to strengthen your body. That's old school. That you can't buy. You can't buy it. You got to do it. And there's people that go into. I see people with money in the gym, and they do everything half-assed. They care more about making money than their own health, and they are a walking time bomb. I see it. Listen, I see it all the time. I see it in their attitude. They're nowhere near my level. They cannot do it both metrics. You understand, people? That's real. You can't buy it. You've got to work for it. You got to want it, number one. Then you got to know what to do, and you got to put in the effort. Can't buy it. Just like Steve Jobs couldn't buy his health. couldn't buy it. You can't buy those things. You can't buy really helping people. You've got to have something that can help them with. You can give people money, but that is not the only thing you can give people, right? People, you can give people your time. Even if a person was sick in the hospital, I'll give you an example. Another analogy. You can give them money, or you can come and give them your time and say, and they would be they'd be more happy that they saw you than you send them $100 or a couple $100. Why do they care about the money? A dying man in a hospital, you can give them all the money in the world and they couldn't care. Do you understand me about health? And it's all left here anyways. So isn't it the stupidest thing that people are not focusing on their health enough? Anyways, people, let's have a good night. Focus on the big picture, the big dollar bills. We make money in the market. A power tricker trade says you got to take care of your health. Power tricker trade shows you know what I mean? And all I care about is helping the right people. I get, those people are the ones that I love doing this for. It's not about popularity or fame. That's not me, and that never, because I teach I teach the truth, man. You know what I mean? I teach the truth. All right, people, let's have a good night.